right, welcome back, everybody. And I have my good friend here, Mr. Jonny J2K himself, Jonny Pichler. How you doing?
Not bad. Yourself, Ashley?
I'm doing fantastic. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. I love being on. Was it, I think this is third time,
Yes.
third, fourth time?
Third time. Actually, no, I think it is like the fourth time because you came when you were brand new to the league.
Yeah, a couple months before I was even drafted, right? I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you almost a regular. You might as well go ahead and be my co-host, huh?
I know, right?
All right, man. So, Mr. Quarterback of Louisiana, how did you think your season went?
It was an exciting season. I think it went. I think it went. I don't want to say like superseded our expectations or surpassed our expectations. That wouldn't have been the right word. We had high expectations from the get-go, right out of the gate, but for a brand new we inherited the Pharaohs franchise, but, we only kept, two Pharaohs around or three Pharaohs around from last season. Basically, it was a brand new team, brand new coach, brand new front office. And so for a team to come together like that and, have a 9-3 regular season, be one game away from an SFL championship, we were pretty proud of ourselves. Obviously, some hurdles in the middle of the season with our owner and coach, Gerald Smith, getting his suspension. But great guy. He took it on the chin, and he encouraged us to just move forward. Twin Screw stepped in, did a great job, learning from him, mentoring underneath him throughout the first half of the season. Absorbed all that knowledge and and led us forward. And into the playoffs, and we're very excited about how it turned out. We didn't want to be a one and done team. We got at least one win in the playoffs. Made it to a semifinals where we were very confident. Home semifinal game, but Sioux Falls came out and they played a great game. Got to give them all the credit. So close. But it's just year one and of hopefully a very long tenure. For me here in Louisiana, and just year one of a franchise that we're all very excited about. So we look to be perennial contenders for years to come.
Absolutely, and because it was year one, you guys did a fantastic job. Deep into the playoffs, taking on Sioux Falls. Speaking of that game, what do you think went wrong? Because the previous week, you guys did a heck of a job. It was undeniably different. So what do you think happened or what changed?
I think that I think they just played a great game. I think that we're used to Julian Tyree. He played extremely efficient at the quarterback spot. We wanted to. Obviously the talk is about both running backs, and Colin Hart versus Reggie Streeter in that matchup. And so I know they wanted to force, the ball into my hands as much as possible. And we definitely felt comfortable forcing the ball into Tyree's hands. He hadn't had the best overall numbers as a quarterback this season, but, they played overall great team ball. And boy, was he efficient that game when it came to big situations. He converted a lot of third downs for that team. He was protecting the ball well, and we were known for being a takeaway team this season, and making big plays on defense, and we probably missed some plays that we wish we could get back offensively. I didn't have a good game, and I put that on myself, and Reggie, we can only rely on him so much, and before the steam runs out a little bit, and he still had a good game. It was and Colin Hart played a great game, but overall, I think both teams fought hard, and overall, there was no, glaring, one reason or one play or one player that cost us the game and or really won them the game. But I think it was a great team effort on their part, and we just came up a little bit short.
Yeah, well, your numbers, you may have came up short in that game, but your stats looking amazing. 504 completions out of 719 attempts. You got over 5,000 yards passing in the 2 seasons that you've been here. 42 touchdowns, 27 interceptions. You've only been sacked 60 times. who do you attribute your players' success? I mean, 42 touchdown passes, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I know some other guys have a few more touchdowns over 2 seasons, but I do take pride in having a plus 15 touchdown interception turnover ratio over 2 seasons. That's you know me, and that's what I pride myself on: taking care of the ball, not costing my team games, managing the ball, getting the ball into my playmakers' hands. I attribute those stats to, well, since it's over the course of 2 periods, the one constant, for those 2 seasons with me has been, my coach, Gerald Smith. But he, even when he, took a back seat due to his suspension and Twin Screw and the rest of the staff stepped in, they did a great job. Overall, it goes to a lot of things. Both teams that I played for were relatively similar in a sense. I had 2 great running backs in Diesel Dawson in my first year, and Reggie Streeter. And, the credit goes to those 2 for taking the pressure off me. When you're not a one-dimensional team, it's tough to stop you, So when teams have to game plan for the running backs so hard and so much, and they have to spend 70, if not more, % of their time in the office all week just focusing on that guy, that means they're not focusing on me, and they're not focusing on how to stop me or the receivers. So that takes a lot of pressure off me. You mentioned the sacks. I want to give a big shout out to Leonard Butler Sr., my bodyguard, and Rudy Ray Dunn this year at my offensive line. They really stepped up. I had no user offensive lineman in St. Louis the previous season. And if you look at the sack difference between those 2 seasons, I don't know exactly, but I think I was sacked like 40-something times in season 1 and only about 16 times or something this season.
Yes. You 42 times in season 1 and only 18 times.
Yeah, so how about that? For 2, those boys did what it took to protect me. So got to give some credit to them. Obviously give credit to the receivers and of course the coaching staff, the coordinators and the coaches who work hard, and the defense. Our defense is our defense has been potent both years. The St. Louis season 14 defense set an SFL record, or we as a team, and I guess it's a defense and offensive statistic, we set a record for turnover differential in a single season. And our Revolution defense this year almost broke that record, came up 1 turnover short of breaking that record. But we did break the takeaway record this year with 39 team takeaways or 38 team takeaways. So 2 very, very potent, big playmaking defenses that that bail me out when I do make that rare interception. I still haven't had a game where I've thrown more than 3 interceptions. When I do throw that ball, there's a good chance my team's going to take it right back the next possession and give me another chance and pick me right back up. Or that they'll just make a big play and I'll have a short field to go. So them taking the pressure off of us playing ahead, good game planning, everything. That's a lot of things to attribute it to, but anyone but myself.
Listen, you guys did that without your normal coach being there.
Mm-hmm.
So first, what was the locker room like when Gerald was handed down that suspension and he had to leave? And how did you guys rally around 10 Screw to help you guys propel so far?
It was a tense time of the year. A few I want to say rough weeks. While the investigation, I'd say, was pending, which means he hadn't been officially suspended at that point yet. While we didn't know what was going on with our team, with our coach, that was a bit of a distraction, and that was a little worrisome. Everybody's stressed out. Everybody, it's an ugly side of the SFL that no one wants to deal with. Everybody wants to just be focusing on games, focusing on getting W's, and so while it was stressful for a lot of us, I'm proud of our entire staff and our players for where our mindsets were at. We didn't have one person in the locker room talk negatively about another player, about our coach, about Gerald. Really, we were in the mindset. I'm not going to go into, we're not going to go into like debating whether punishments were fair or things like that, or reasons for this or that, or accusations. At the end of the day, you could ask Gerald, and he'll just say, I'm sure he'll keep it short and quick. He'll just say, I admitted what happened. I took my punishment. I was a man about it, and we're moving forward. That's all he wants to do is move forward right now. And he gave a long kind of like apology kind of to the team if he disappointed anyone and things like that. But we, as a team at the time, we really didn't feel that the punishment handed down to him was fair. We thought it was very strict considering a lot of the circumstances, and so we actually took that as a personal motivation. So we're other teams may have reacted differently and gotten upset with their owner and started looking for new teams the next year. It really just made us tighter. It made us a much tighter unit and a much stronger bond. We went on it was like a mission then. It's like, okay, let's show the league because then they stripped down the value of our tight end as well, So and they suspended Nathan Blake, Gerald's player. So now you're talking about a team without a defensive back, and a team with kind of a stripped value tight end. So we're like, let's show the league what we can do with 18 and a half players that they can't do with 20 players, and let's go out and pound people in the mouth with 18 and a half players. Kind of that was like every week was our line of thinking. Let's just we're not going to just write off the season because of this crap. We're gonna. So it brought us together. It motivated us, and it excited us. You couldn't change what happened. So all we could do was make the best of it, and all the guys did. Everybody was pumped up every week, and we looked for, and part of it was kind of like to do for Gerald. As weird as that is, it's just like let's go get some W's for him. Let's go. He's very stressed and sad that he's not here with us right now. We thought the punishment was too strict. That's not up to us to decide as players. That's on the league, and we have to respect the league's decision. But because of the mixture of just who we know who he is as a person, and because of our opinions of the the penalty being too strict, we were just ready to go out and and slap bodies around on behalf of him and stuff, and go get W's and stuff. So we did accomplish that, and we did pretty well.
Yes, you did. You battled back beautifully. And one more question in regards to that. What's up with you and Mike?
Oh man. See now you're trying to get some viewers. I see what you're doing here. And so you're trying to get that extra special release, I don't know if you saw my I don't know if you saw Kelly's tweet. She put one out. Maybe you can read hers to your viewers and stuff real quick if you want to bring it up. But I think I'm proud of her for kind of taking that approach. I was ignoring it. I've blocked him. I don't see what he puts out. Obviously, we all see what's going on with the people that want to spread those tweets within the league just to It's a shame, man. I never hated Mikey. I don't really hate anyone. That's a very strong word to use. And especially when over a game, even over real football, this or that. To have that kind of hatred in your soul, something I don't have. So I never hated the guy. He just I just find the behavior surprising and rather bizarre. It concerns me for him. I feel bad for him. I wish that he didn't. To be doing this stuff every day, to be posting the things he's posting, and for that to be consuming his entire mind and day, is I can't help but feel bad for that. And that's not in an insulting way. It's man, do you I hope he moves on just for his own sake, because he's not bothered. There's no objective that is in his head that he's accomplishing. He's not convincing anyone of anything. He's not bothering me. He's not bothering Louisiana. He's just kind of making himself look bad and digging a really big grave for himself. And the thing is, I know he wants to be part of this league, and I know he kind of already regrets the direction he took. But now he's double downing on it, and he's just double downing on it and double downing on it, and he continues to kind of make a fool of himself. And if I was to try and give you a little bet, the fact is, the whole thing is just bizarre. The fact is, he's been angry since the whole Chicago investigation and Louisiana investigation. The fact is, we're not going to really get it. We don't have to get into that investigation. The two should be separate. Like the two are kind of they're weirdly linked, you know, for people that know the details of that. But it should be two separate investigations. It's just there's a coincidence that there's a player involved that has to do with Shan's accusations, who's connected to the player where Gerald's accused of paying for and stuff. So it's a Shan player, quote unquote, that Gerald paid for, and this and that. And but two different crimes, two different investigations. You know, he got mad because I was one of the focal points of the investigation. You know, who did come forward with evidence to the league about it. That's because, you know, and he wants to call me a rat. I mean, you sound like some, like, I don't know if he should, like, you know, some uneducated, like, mob boss and, like, you know, in New York, or I don't know. I just, or a child. Like, it's like, that's the type of league I want to be a part of, is a league with integrity, you know? And if I see someone, whether it's my own teammate, my own coach, my own, you know, someone else, and if I see a huge flaw in our league, where someone can be taken really advantage of. I don't want to be wasting my money. I pay for this product. I'm not a paid athlete here. I don't want to be wasting my money and my time and my energy for something that I think that I love, where someone has a severe competitive edge out there. You know, if I like that, where you know, and the fact that I found out that, you know, that this guy might have been inside our St. Louis locker room as Cody Scott with our playbooks. Who did we lose to in the playoffs last year? To St. Louis. We lost to the Chicago Wildcats, you know, and he had access to all of our playbooks, all of our game plans on a week-in-week-out basis. So when I find out about that, I'm furious about that. And of course I'm going to take it to the league, and no one's going to make me feel bad for taking information in the league. And he says, plan backfired because Gerald got caught up. That's a separate investigation. What Gerald did is not my concern, you know, and what Gerald did, and Gerald served his time for it. So no, I you know, really, the fact that, but I just don't get how he is so consumed. Like, it shouldn't have had anything to do with you. It was about Gerald and about Shan. Like, Mikey, why are you so emotionally involved? You know what I mean? Like, why are you, you know? And so that was the bizarre thing to begin with. And then, you know, this whole thing where he got hired by, you know, he got hired by LA, by the Lycans, and I think he was like released within 48 hours, and that was just because of his online presence and the type of things he was saying. And you know, I've been given some warnings because I think I'm pretty good at towing the line, you know, when it comes to social media and saying the things I want to say. You know, and you know me, I tell you, I think out what I'm going to say, and I think out this and that. I've been given one warning in my entire time by the league, just a small glimpse of a warning, because I slipped out a cuss word in one of my press conferences. You know, and so, you know, but I'm a player, you know, and for someone who just took a GM position, you know, and you've graced GM positions, you're a GM. I mean, you should be held to a higher standard there, and to go off and just, you know, you're representing an organization, and a brand new organization at that. You should have been thankful, you know, that you found kind of league employment so quick after your team happened to fold. You know, a team, you know, you had two people that went out there and believed in you, and you kind of made an ass of that whole organization in less than 24 hours. And so kudos to Ray and to Tom for, you know, making a swift move and letting him go.
Well, I'll pray for Mikey.
Yeah.
All you can do is pray for him, and hopefully everything, you know, will wind up working itself out in the future. But yeah, he just seemed a little hot with you, and I just wanted to kind of get your view and your take on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to contact him on it, but yeah, I'm just thankful that you even shared that, because I'm sure it's some people that just did not know what happened, or they're just seeing it from the outside looking in, like, what the heck is going on here? So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, like you said, just got to wish the guy the best going forward. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, that's classy of you, Johnny. Speaking of which, let's talk about Jonathan, and let's talk about Johnny 2K.
All right.
It's two different people. So, can you just explain the difference between both of them?
My face is messing up in this thing.
You're disappearing behind the stack up.
There we go. Oh man. Look like some Halloween thing right here.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. So the difference between the two, I mean, Jonathan is is a father of two beautiful, you know, baby girls, you know, Gracie and Gabriella, you know, 6 and 5, just a just a family guy. Living here in the outskirts of Chicago, and trying to be the best dad I can every day, trying to be the best partner I can be to my lovely Kelly every day, trying to be the best Christ-like man I can every day. Big believer over here, and that's all that's important to me, really. In life as Jonathan, it's just it's about family, it's about God, it's about loving your neighbor, working hard, trying different things, when you move over to Jonny, Johnny's just a little bit of a different my persona that kind of developed through the through the esports scene and through at my time with NBA 2K, everybody kind of in esports, it seems like they have a little bit. It doesn't mean you're not being authentic, but you have a little bit of a different kind of online presence. You're saying you're using the same jargon that the kids use out there, that the gamers are using out there. So it's kind of just like maybe a younger version of myself, like my younger soul. I mean, I know you joke and you still say that I'm young when I told you I was a baby in that picture that you were asking about, but no, yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but Johnny's 2K is just a way for me to have fun, and it's really just connected to all of my gaming hobbies, whether that be actual video games, whether that be the SFL. It's kind of like the competitive guy in me, the old athlete that I used to be in real life, kind of still getting to show himself a little bit. The cocky guy, the competitive guy, not cocky but confident. The confident guy, the bravado, the having fun, but still being a leader and the stuff. It's just it all encompasses kind of my old soul of of sports I used to play.
Awesome. All right. So how did Stack Up do for the season for you guys? Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say that you did a wonderful job by bringing that to the league and allowing people to get involved with that. And I think that was one of the first major things that we've done like that. And I just want to commend you for that wonderful job, and just let us know how everything went.
Yeah, it went. I almost think we could have still done better, as crazy that sounds, and I think that's on me a little bit when it comes to pushing it a little further, marketing it a little better. But for an SFL team to raise a certain amount of money in a single season, we did pretty good. The final number we came in was $1,402 for Stack Up. So $1,400. That's a nice chunk of change for Stack Up. I know they're happy with us. I think we're going to keep them around as partners for a while. So hopefully we can surpass that goal next year. And it'll be a nice running total to see what we can get over, the next decade of SFL seasons for these guys. Because it is a great cause, and we were happy to do it. But yeah, and then shout out to my supporters, because it's not like I'm not like touting myself when I say this, because it's not like Johnny threw in all that cash, because I didn't. But it was my people, people who are fans, friends, family. I have to give them a special shout out, because my individual pool, these guys kept, people I don't even know, who told their friends or who told their wives or their moms or their dads, started to add $1 per touchdown pass or $2 per touchdown pass for me, and it ended up getting to where it was about $25 for every touchdown pass that I threw. So I think that my supporters alone brought in about over $700. I don't know what the final total was, but it was, I think, like 714 or 740 or something like that.
Fantastic, man. Great stuff. I have two more questions for you. One is, what do you think about your division?
I love the division. I really do. I love it for multiple reasons. I mean, geez, sorry, I'm like adjusting. I'm like using like my kid's like little blow up beanbag chair. I don't know why I use this setup. And now we got this thing going on again. So okay, I love the division, and I love it because I'm a storyline guy. And all right, first off, let's you got Atlanta, you got St. Louis, and you have Tulsa. And those are going to be fun teams to play for a while and fun teams to compete against. First off, let's just go with the Atlanta story and the storylines there. High pedigree team, SFL champions, 2 years ago, the Swarm, and a team that, went down to my final decision, last year in the offseason of was I going to go to Louisiana or was I going to go to Atlanta? And, end up going to Louisiana. They draft the kid, Bryant Dynasty. Kudos to Bryant, who's up for multiple awards this year. So that will be a fun, kind of young QB rivalry going on there between him and I, and what could have been if I went to Atlanta, and instead of choosing to go here, and so all those fun storylines for fans to kind of think of there, and it's good competition. Like, we want to face the best, and we got a schedule like that, a pretty tough one. If you're talking about teams last season, we have 2 games against Atlanta, 2 games against Denver, so we have our work cut out for us. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Atlanta. We didn't have a chance to play them last year, so really excited about it this year to play them twice. And I think those are going to be great games and pivotal towards seeding. Then you look at St. Louis, the obvious storyline there, my former team. So to see them in my division and on our schedule is really exciting. My brother, Mark Gronick, and one of my good friends, Anthony Roberto, they're still in town. I think they plan on re-signing over there. I don't know, but they sound like they're going to be Gladiators for life, or something like that. They're very committed to that team. So just to know that I have so many friends on that team. Eagle, Winkler, the list can keep going on. Drew, it's still, Dwayne is still kind of like a dad, for the owner who brought me in. Colin, all these great guys over there. That'll be a fun match every year. And then Tulsa. And then I found it interesting that someone pointed out that I might be the most tenured or the most veteran quarterback in that division. And it's weird because I'm pretty new to you, right? Still, I'm I'm only entering my 3rd season. But then you look at Atlanta, they got Dynasty. He's entering his 2nd season, so I'm more of a veteran than him. And you look at the Gladiators, they just lost another quarterback. They lost Javier Vasquez, it looks like. So it looks like they might be drafting a rookie quarterback. And you look at Tulsa losing Deacon Nickens. Look like they might have a rookie quarterback. So it's crazy. In my division, I'm the vet, so I like that storyline too. I mean, of course, there's a chance that St. Louis or Tulsa find a veteran free agent they could bring in. So we don't know if that's going to happen or not. But if not, and they draft rookies, I'll be the most experienced quarterback in the division. I think that's another fun storyline. But yeah, overall, I love the kind of the shift to division play, that the league made, and I like the teams we're getting paired up with. But we are confident, borderline cocky about it already. Like we're staking claim to this division early. Like it's our division. I know you've heard me say it before, and you're giggling already. But yeah, no, it's ours. And these guys, they just got to get used to battling for second.
Listen, I already knew you was gonna say that. Like you said, I know you, Jonny. That confidence it's amazing to see. I do know that some people kind of dislike you for that too, but hey, that's who you are, and I always celebrate who people are despite despite that, because as you explained, it's a difference between Jonathan and J2K. So get to know both of them like I did, and then it's only when we play each other that we gonna have issues.
Right, and I've learned to not talk smack to you before a game because it backfires on me. You got that aura, you got that shield. There's just something. It's like you don't not 9mm, not AJ Stryker. Don't talk smack to her. Or you'll end up embarrassed.
Last question. Thanks for that, by the way. But last question. SFL honors. So, what are your thoughts on the ballot itself? Seems like they changed it up a little bit this year. So just curious about what you're thinking about it.
Yeah, a couple thoughts. One, it was interesting to see like some awards go away, like the social media award of the year that Atlanta received last season. We worked really hard for that in Louisiana, honestly. Like we thought that we were going to be contenders to get social media of the year. We were provocative. We talked a little smack on our social media, but our metrics were off the charts. There was no other team, social media, that came close to having the types of influence, that our tweets did, and things like that, and how many reactions we had, and impressions that we had. So we worked hard, thinking that was an award out there to still get. So to see that there's not even a social media award, it kind of is a little bit of a deflator for a social media department here in Louisiana who worked hard for that. But we got over 2,000. We have almost 3,000 followers. I mean, no team is close to that. We just worked hard on a lot of things. We did giveaways. We were unique in a lot of ways and stuff. We provoked. But yeah. So that I think stands out to me personally. Some other thoughts are that as far as the Community Ambassador Award, I know you take great pride in that. I think that there's some great candidates up for it this year. I'm hearing. There's a lot of people I hear are getting people's vote. I see one of the Epic Esports guys. I'm
Cam.
Not cool, right? Cam, yeah, Cam. He's getting a lot of traction. From certain people. I know. Everybody knows Diva Dave Axis is going to get some votes with his new show, kind of taking off and being so successful this year. And but I just wish for that award, and this is just me. I kind of wish that I don't know. I'd like to know how the league defines ambassador. How they define that. Because I think it's up for interpretation, which I guess is fine because it's a write-in ballot now. If it's up for interpretation, then write in who you think, whatever you think ambassador means, I guess. Rather than put people's name on there that the league decides are ambassadors. But there's just so much. An ambassador can be someone who reaches out. Who puts themselves out socially to the world and brings people into the league. An ambassador can be someone, who works so hard, kind of across the board, with their own, sweat and tears, and kind of is good for league morale, reaches out to people, is kind of like an outreach individual, and a league caregiver to a sense, and I noticed that there's a lot of, and then you got podcast people and people that are, doing shows. I don't know. I just think that maybe not the awards outdated, but I'd like to see more categorized awards and kind of to get more specific. I'd like to see like the third-party media, team of the year. And that could be Dave Axis and his staff or something. That could be Epic Esports, or like the third, or the show of the year.
Yeah.
The live show, the podcast, and then maybe separate the show of the year from an ambassador award, or a community kind of care awards and stuff, because there's a lot like a sportsmanship type of award, because there's a lot of leagues that do that, to the people who are just the good people in the league, who have the big hearts in the league and stuff. And I think that we could kind of divide that award into 2 or 3 or even 4 different awards, and not leave people left out, because there's so many contributors right now. So I think more awards to contributors, more awards to content creators, it can't hurt, So that's my thought about that. Besides that, I find it interesting. I heard the other. I didn't read on the ballot. I was shown what the ballot said when I was talking with the guys on Axis the other day. How you can't win more than one award. I don't know how I feel about that. It says, if you win a higher award, you can't win a lower award. So that means if Reddy Streeter wins MVP, he can't win Offensive Player of the Year. I think it's a little goofy. I think, I get it. I get the idea behind it. And and I'm not coming, if Cam watches your show or something, I'm not coming hard at you, Cam, or anything for this rule. It is what it is to me. These are just my thoughts. You asked me my thoughts. I don't like the idea that, Bryant Dynasty, let's say Bryant Dynasty had let's say he has MVP numbers, let's say he wins Offensive Player of the Year this year. That means he's the best guy, best offensive player in the year, voted by the people. He happens to be a rookie. Now he's not allowed to win Rookie of the Year. That's just goofy. It's everybody are always going to look back on that season 15. Hey, who was Rookie of the Year? Oh, is that guy so and so? It's didn't Dynasty win MVP that year? Or didn't Dynasty win Offensive Player of the Year? Well, yeah, but he's not allowed to win Rookie of the Year too. You know, it's like, he's the best rookie. If he's an MVP and he's winning Offensive Player of the Year, then he's the Rookie of the Year, you know? And he's the Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I think you have to be able to win more than one award. If you have that type of season, you have that type of season, you know? And that's my 2 cents on that one. Besides that, I see a lot of revolution on the ballots. So if you haven't voted, go vote green. You know, we got Reggie Streeter up for 2 awards. Luther Gahn, our big rookie, with 16 sacks, up for Defensive Rookie of the Year. We have, I told you about that defense we had who set a record in takeaways. We have 2 defenders out there on the Defensive Player of the Year, Tank Bennett and Evan Arthur. We have Twin Screw and the whole Revolution coaching staff, for Coach of the Year, for Staff of the Year. And I'm probably missing 1 or 2, but either way, I like seeing those names up there. So
absolutely, and I understand. I agree with what you're saying to a certain extent. Perhaps if one person wasn't up for so many different awards, perhaps, or if it was maybe spread out a little bit more, because Bryant Dynasty had a heck of a season. He definitely did his thing. And to some degree, if he was to get the offensive rookie, would the offensive player of the year and then the rookie offensive player of the year pretty much be the same thing, except he was just a rookie? That's the only difference? Yeah,
well, you have a much bigger pool of players to beat out to get the offensive player of the year. You have all the veterans to beat out, and only you just have to be the best. Like, honestly, let's be honest. Like it was a much bigger thing to win Offensive Player of the Year last year versus Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. I was our Rookie of the Year last year, but I wasn't competing against any other quarterbacks. I was competing against a couple wide receivers, a couple of this or that. I had good numbers. I was an all-star, but were my numbers close to being able to get Offensive Player of the Year? No. My players weren't. My numbers weren't even close to getting Offensive Player of the Year. You had these guys in Atlanta, BDG, and you had Marcus Dunhill, who were just going off, and my numbers didn't compare to them. But my numbers crushed almost all the other rookies that were in a competition with me. So that's why I'm saying it's not go 1 year later, and a quarterback not only does good enough to win Rookie of the Year, but now he actually has numbers that maybe gets him Player of the Year. It's a difficult feat, and I think that you may never be able to get. You should automatically get Rookie of the Year. I'm not saying Dynasty should, but I'm saying this is just an example. If you're good enough, and you should get your Rookie of the Year, and then if you can get Player of the Year, you should get it, because you may never have that chance again. You may never have a year where you can get Offensive Player of the Year again. So that's kind of my whole thing. And you'll never be able to get Offensive Rookie again, because if you get handed the higher award, because you'll never be a rookie again. So that's my whole thing, is that you'll never be able to win both those awards more than once. This would be the only time you could do it. You know what I mean? You have 1 year to do it, and it'd be pretty outstanding if someone could. But if they're not allowed, they're not allowed. Anyway, I can end my rant on that. Just an opinion.
You're good. You're good. No, you're definitely good, dude. I appreciate you. Jonny, thank you so much for being on the show. As usual, coming by to see me. I'm always grateful to have you on. And again, whenever you want to come by, you want to drop some news, you just want to come and say hi, feel free. Love having you on. Love the energy you always bring and everything. But of course, I can't let you go without giving you the last word. So that can be a shout out, a song. Hopefully you give me one of those, because you always do either do a song or a poem, because you always do a shout out. So it'd be nice for you to do something more different. The floor is yours.
You know what? I'll take a rain check on that one. I'm not gonna do it this time. You're not gonna but that being said, I will make sure that I get either a song or a poem ready for the next time I'm on your show. I will not be able to be on your show again unless I end it with a song or a poem. So we'll make that. Just shout out to you for having me on and for doing everything you do for the community. I appreciate it. I know many do. Shout out to my family. And most importantly, Kelly, for doing everything that she does for us. It's amazing. Shout out to the big man upstairs for making everything, in life possible for me, for keeping my family safe and healthy and happy, and for everything he does for me in the SFL, because I'm doing pretty good. So we're doing fine there. And shout out to all my coaches and teammates in Louisiana. The guys are amazing. We're a true brotherhood. Love them all. I'm not going to name 20 guys for you, even though I want to right now. Love them all. Louisiana strong, balling out for the boot, Louisiana for life. That's what it's about.
Awesome, Jonny. Thank you so much. And hopefully maybe next time I'll have Kelly on. We can get a chance to talk to her a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. You should.
All right. You have a good one.
All right. Sounds good, Ashley.
Thanks.